in the studio. I know that you're keeping an eye on this. Some details are coming in, some are not. It doesn't seem particularly clear what's happened. But, you know, reports or not, there is still a little bit we can work with. So what do we know?
OK, so we know that the plane came down near the Belgorod region, which is close to the Russian border with Ukraine. This happened at 11 a.m. Moscow time, so local time for us. There had been allegedly a missile warning in the region, but that was then retracted. Now, there is also an accusation, this has come from one Russian deputy, and this is not being confirmed by official sources, that this Ilyushin Il-76 plane was brought down by a missile. As I say, that's not been confirmed, although we do know that Belgorod has been recently attacked over many months or attempted attacks by Ukraine with missiles in the region. Now, we understand from the Russian Ministry of Defense that this plane was a cargo plane and it was carrying Ukrainian prisoners of war. They were due to have a prisoner swap for Russian prisoners of war on the other side. We understand that there were 65 Ukrainian prisoners of war on board this, and of course there was also the crew and the escorts. We understand 74 people, Saskia, have been killed in this incident. There's an investigation underway. There's emergency crews at the site, but it doesn't look like anybody survived. If you see those images from social media, you'll see a large plane coming down and then this massive ball of fire exploding. It really does look like a tragedy. Now, as I mentioned, not confirmed, but it is suggested that this was brought down by a Ukrainian missile. Now, if that's the case, and this plane was carrying Ukrainian prisoners of war, it means they have targeted and killed their own men who were perhaps hours or days away from being swapped for Russian prisoners of war to be able to go back to their families in Ukraine. So a tragedy for both sides, because we don't know what this means then for the Russian prisoners of war also that were waiting for that swap. We also understand that there was a second cargo plane that was also carrying Ukrainian prisoners of war, so that was following the same trajectory, but that turned back when the first plane came down, of course, for safety reasons. Now, I just want to bring you some information that we're seeing from a Ukrainian source, again, not confirmed. This is from a Ukrainian-based newspaper that is saying and admitting from Ukrainian sources within the military that it was a Ukrainian missile that brought this down. But this paper is saying it wasn't carrying Ukrainian POWs. They're saying that it was actually carrying S-300. So this was a target at a Russian plane that was about to resupply the operations. But as I say, that's not confirmed, and that's come from a Ukrainian source confirming from their side that it was a missile. On the Russian side, we understand this was a cargo plane. This was transporting POWs to have a prisoner swap. And of course, many prisoner swaps have been taking place over the last 22 months. The largest one just a few weeks ago at the beginning of January. A couple of hundred soldiers on both sides were swapped. So these are normal things that we see in the current special military operation down in Ukraine. But Belgorod being hit or attempted to be hit almost on a daily basis. We have sources suggesting from the Russian side unconfirmed that this was a Ukrainian missile, and sources unconfirmed from the Ukrainian side also suggesting that it was a missile that hit this Russian plane. Russia says that killed all on board 74 individuals, including 65 Ukrainian prisoners of war.
Well, and obviously it's very difficult to trust a lot of the information that comes out nowadays, especially on social media. There are images also circulating. I saw a missile trace, looked like smoke following a missile strike. Again, that is just a report. It's just people speculating on what could be. But definitely a lot of theories. But like you said, really a tragedy for both sides, because Russia has now confirmed that that prisoner swap will be cancelled. That was RT correspondent Charlotte Dubensky joining me in the studio. Thank you very much, Lottie.